This was a mistake. This was a mistake. This was a mistake. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my hardcore Minecraft series. In the last episode, we got mostly dripped out in full netherite except for my pants because I wanted to get the full enchantments before upgrading them, which means I need to get some swift sneak, which means today we're off to the deep dark. Alright, so I've seen a lot of the kind of deep dark around my area, I think. Most of the caves underneath me are infested with it. Problem is, I haven't run into an ancient city yet, so today we're going to have to do a lot of cave exploring to see if I can find one anywhere remotely close to me. So let's get down to the ground and start searching. Alright, I'm starting searching down here in my slime chunk areas, my real slime chunks over there, but I do remember when I was mining out these three adjacent ones, that I found a bit of deep dark. Yeah, there we go. So I've grabbed a couple of these spare iron hose that I've only half used. Oh, looks like there's a reason why I left that. Let's grab a couple blocks. And let's head up in here. Alright, so we got one of these. What are these? I don't even know what these are called. Can I even pick it up? Let's see. Catalyst, okay. So I've already been in here, as you can see from the torches. I just lit it up as much as I could, just so maybe I could increase my spawn rates. I'm going to try and get as much of these, just because they might come in handy later on. As long as I don't... Actually, let's put on my full gear, just so in case a warden does spawn, I won't be getting one-shot blasted. Alright, looks like this one's already a dead end, so I'm gonna head back up and grab a bunch of torches so I know where I've been, because doing this without it is just gonna take forever and I'm never gonna know if I've actually completed anything. Let's see, yeah, nothing down here, so let's head back up, grab some torches, and come back down. Alright, I continued on along and I think I found my first shrieker. So we're gonna grab a bit of wool. You can see I've already got the darkness. So we're gonna make our way over here and get rid of this first. Alright, looks like just the skulk sensors left. I don't hear any more shrieking, so should be safe. And I think that means we're actually getting closer to the city, possibly. Alright, so I hear one more around here, but I'm not seeing where it's connected, and it sounds like it's coming this... Yeah, there we go. I just saw the thing, so there we go. We can get through here now. So we're into another area. We can collect a couple more sensors. Not sure what I'm going to use these for. Also, I don't even know what these catalysts are used for, but they are seeming rare in these areas. So might as well pick up a couple. Alright, found one more cave. Lots of lost. Ooh, and a shrieker. That mean we're getting a little bit closer. Let's deal with the shrieker first. Don't want to be spawning any wardens around here. If that's how it works, I'm not actually sure. But then let's deal with all these guys, because I think these send the signal to the Shrieker, and the Shrieker spawns everything in. So it looks like it continues past this lava. So let's quickly grab these guys up. I guess we're using Deep Slate to cross. Hopefully we're getting closer to a city. I've been down here for a little bit, not much luck. Probably gonna have to increase the exposure in post, because it's even dark for me. Alright, looks like this is a wide one. Ooh, couple more diamonds. I won't say no to that. It's looking like we're into a larger cavern, so that is a good sign. Alright, this is a weirdly shapened off area, which makes me want to think it's part of generation, maybe. And I was right, because this kind of squares off a little too unevenly, but we're in to an ancient city, it looks like, with all this deep slate. So now, let me stand up quickly, safely, using all this wool for my wool farm. We're going to very carefully make our way through. Can't place a torch down. I'm going to make that one inert. Alright. We're going to slowly go around and try and take out all of these shriekers. If I have to fight a warden, I will, but I'd rather not right now. Maybe near the end of the episode we can spawn one on purpose. Alright, so let us continue. Another one over here. Be very careful with these things. Alright, let's try and get up onto that structure and see what is nearby. See if I can find any chests, because the goal of this little excursion is to find a Swift Sneak chest, or a Swift Sneak enchantment. So we're gonna make our way down. Don't really see any shriekers, but these guys will alert them anyways, so let's make our way over to this chest. So I think the way to do this would be to surround it in wool. And then, oop, okay, didn't hear a shrieker there. So maybe let's just break the chest. Okay. Keep quiet. Looks like I got maybe the shards. Okay, no, keep shifting. Okay, shh, quiet. All right. See another shrieker over there. Looks like we're getting deeper in. Let's try and get to the edge so we can take a break and look at the loot we've already gotten. So it seems like it's safe on this side. Let's pop our way out and take a look. Okay, so we got skulks, sensors, shriekers, the fragments, bit of bottle enchanting, interesting. All right, now that we have stock, let's maybe store away some of this stuff just in case we come across anything I might need. We'll need to keep those just in case we run into a warden. Bit of coal, that's always useful. And that should be good for now. Let's pick this back up and let's head back in. Maybe get some torches on my hotbar just so we can see a little bit better. So we're going to go around the outskirts. I seem to have gotten rid of all of the shriekers, at least, in the like immediate area. So we just got to make our way slowly through. There's another shrieker there. All right. So it looks like the main part of it is deep in there. So let's see. Am I making any noise? Seeming pretty good so far. So we got a bit of carpet in here so I can walk a little bit. I'm not gonna go for all of the things right now. We can come back and raid all the different shriekers and the sensors if I need them later on. Now that I know where this is, I can get back quite easily, because I'll take down the quartz later. But it looks like we're gonna make our way a little bit deeper in. Ooh, a skull. That's definitely gonna be an interesting thing to use later on, maybe for a cool build or something. But looks like this is the main part we're getting into. Cavern kind of cut off a bit of it. Let's try walking. Okay, those look like the sensors, which means the shrieker is not too far behind. Let's try and keep to the center for now. Higher chance of running into loot. Alright, let's head up on in here and get a good view of everything around us. Alright, not seeing any chests yet, but I'm sure we'll be able to find them eventually. Let's head out to this one. We'll do each of these little wings. See if we can find any chests near the end of them, because it makes sense that they'd put them at the furthest corners everywhere. But I guess not this time. Let's drop in. Looks like there's nothing around here to catch me. Make sure to check both sides. Okay, it looks like just a load of materials I can come and harvest later. This is also good because it's quite close to my base, which means when it comes time to capturing a warden, I won't have to move him thousands of blocks. Alright, spotted another chest, so let's make our way down. Not seeing anything too close, but I'm assuming there's going to be, yeah, there's sensors and shriekers and everything around. So let's carefully make our way in. Opening the chest or breaking it will set this off, and I'm sure there's a shrieker somewhere. So let's first disable this if we can. I've seen others do it, but I'm not sure if this is the proper way of doing it. But there's only one way to tell. Alright, seems good. So, I mean, I'm basically just going to take everything, so they can always be useful. Let's get the lights back on. Otherwise, this video is going to be very difficult to watch. Hopefully, the parts I do have to correct with light levels, it doesn't make everything look weird. Alright, looks like this corner's all done. Some interesting builds. Might be good inspiration for a build I might do down the line. Alright, This is the center place I was just at. So let's continue over. Okay, there's a shrieker and a bunch of the sensors. Oh, and another chest over there. So which one do we want to go for? So I don't see any more shriekers around. So maybe if I first destroy the shrieker instead, we'll all be safe. Shame is about this lava, making the wool a little bit more difficult to use as a building block. Take no chances approaching this thing. Alright. Thing is, when I break this, these guys are going to be set off. It means any shriekers in the area will get us set off, so let's just hope there's none around. Alright, I don't hear any shriekers, so that means nothing's close enough to set those off. We're going to have to be quick with this so it doesn't catch fire. Let's quickly break this. Oh, looks like I didn't get all of them. It looks like I'm running out of inventory space. Let's drop off as much as possible. Anything I don't really need, just so I can carry as much as possible. That's gonna, so, well, yep, there we go, that was the problem. Another chest over here. I'm at least gonna try and silence at least one of these shriekers. Wow, there are a lot of these. If we can silence as many as possible, then we'll have a better chance of not alerting anything. Alright. Jeez. Okay, yeah, there's like a dozen here, so we're going to... We're going. It's okay if I hit my head into a wall. We're gonna get to the outskirts of the city. Oop, looks like we're facing a skeleton, but you don't know what I'm going through. Okay. Alright, quick little diamond. Whilst we wait for maybe that guy to despawn. Not seeing anything. Let's pull my torch out. Not gonna help in the distance. Oh, there he is. Just there. Okay, okay, he's not sniffing onto me, so I should be good until he burrows back down. So let's wait him out, and then we can get back to raiding. Alright, looks like he is finally dugging himself away, so let's try and skirt the outskirts and maybe find a couple more chests. I know it's not the smartest idea to fight the Warden, let's put that back on just in case, but I might just cheese him with some bows and arrows, but the problem is, you don't really get any good loot from him, so it's like, what's the point of actually fighting? It's more of just an achievement saying you defeated the Warden. So let's skirt around here. Maybe we can find a couple more chests, and hopefully we can get that swift sneak on me. It'd be very much appreciated if I could get the luck for that. Let's kind of hop around the side here. There's probably going to be a couple shriekers around here. Let's try and get a better view from up here. Okay, chest, that's good. We're going to jump up here. It's a shame I can't have this torch in my offhand. That would make looking at this much nicer. Let's... And here's... Oh, that's two. Ooh, and 2 golden apples. Right, we're gonna need to use this guy. Let's toss those in. I'm gonna need that back. Won't be needing those. Alright, let's grab these and put them in my hotbar. I don't need a second one of those. Let's grab everything whilst I'm here. But those are going to be very useful if one does show up. I have a safety insurance in getting out of here. But we got Swiss Snake 2. I think it can go up to 3. So I'm going to look around a bit more and maybe we'll get a second one. Alright, let's continue because I started, I think, over here. So maybe we can make a full loop and see if there's any more chests on the way. If not, I'll have to, actually, whilst I'm here, let's destroy this chest. Just so I know where I've been and I won't be looking for the same chests over and over again. Ooh, looks like we got a bit of a trap here. Oh, oh, okay. That was not smart. I didn't realize they get set off when you hit them. Doesn't look like one got spawned. So we're safe for now. It's almost a disastrous mistake. Let's make our way over top here. Alright, let's check out this little bunker. See if there's anything. I see there's a shrieker. That probably means there's some good loot. You see a lot of diamonds in these caves too. I guess with all the exposed from the generation. Uh oh. Which one had it? Let's move back over here. Nope. And this one, I hope I've got a couple more. Nope. So does that mean it's in this one? Okay, I've only got 5 wool left. That's not good. So let's be very careful. And we got 2 shriekers, so I think the play is to just destroy this and run. Yep, we're going. Going back to the start. Yep, that spawned one. That spawned one. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Sad to have to run by diamonds, but ooh, that's lava. Yeah, this looks like the start. Alright. Guess I should probably turn this back off. We can see him over there. My greed wants me to grab those diamonds, but I do not want to risk it. Let us stay as far away from him as possible. As long as you're far enough away, they can't sniff you out. Shame is we have to go buy a bunch more of these shriekers, so I might spawn another one. Is that gonna set it off? No? Okay. Looks like we can, as long as we're shifting, we should be fine. Just try and get away from that guy as fast as possible. Do not want to run into one of those. Alright, breach 4. Not what we were looking for, but more of these fragments. Looks like there's a thunderstorm going on, so the mood is very spooky for this episode. Would have been good to do this maybe on Halloween. That water is very loud. I'm gonna have to turn that down. Alright, I think I skipped this one when I was running past, just because there was like 3 shriekers on it, but if I destroy... No, I didn't miss this one. Ooh, that was a mistake. Luckily no shrieker caught it. Okay, let's head over to this corner and check our loot. I'm gonna dig in a little bit. Alright, so projectile protection 4, potions, that's my pickaxe. Alright, nothing too good in there. So there's Swift Sneak 2. I got a breach 4, not too useful. So, oh, what? Wait a second. I already have 2. That means I got 3, which means I'm done. And we can head on out of here. Now, I don't know what the best way out is, but I'm thinking this way. Call me a coward, but I am not risking it. We're gonna head back up. Maybe, since we got these god apples, I'll re-prepare, get my netherite on my pants, and maybe I can actually challenge him now. Alright, we're back at base. I've set up my loot chest here. Still haven't unpacked from my trial chamber, but we're going to do our pants really quick. First, we're going to enchant them. So that costs 12. How much is this? 28. Okay, so off to my end farm to get a little bit of levels, and then we'll enchant that. Alright, we're leveled back up. Just got back quickly. Let's anvil. We're going to bring out our pants, toss on Swift Sneak 3. Alright, now, template, ingot. There we go. Full suit netherite. Now, let us check the things we've got here. And we'll need a piece of gold. Okay, we got none in there. Maybe we got some in some random chest. Otherwise, we'll have to go to our farm. Oh, there we go. Alright. So we're going to toss that in. So, alright, a little bit. Okay, there's like nothing, only on the sides there. Okay, that's something. So far I'm liking the flow. What about the eyes? Okay, it looks like this one has like pockets. We twist this? No, we can't see the other side. Alright, I think I'm going flow. Now let's put on all the armor. So most of this is flow, it looks like. Flow, flow, flow. But we're looking a lot better. And now it's time to face the Warden. Alright, in prep, I'm going to do something a little sneaky. Got lots of these. I don't really need the one, but I'll take that much. If I use the spectral instead of the regular arrows, even when I'm blinded, I'll still be able to see the Warden. So that's step one. Step two was getting all my golden apples, so the 3 I found in the city there, and then 1 more from my stash. I'll be wearing my full netherite, so that'll help me a decent chunk, but still not going to do everything. Alright, so we're back down into the city. Oh wow. Oh wow, oh that is much faster. So, you might be able to see what I'm going for. So, my bow, it's power 5, flame doesn't make any difference, but I got infinite of these arrows. So I've kind of set up, let's maybe remove a couple blocks here. Basically, my plan is to set off one of the shriekers, spawn one in. Maybe I have to remove this water here so that he doesn't get trapped. And the plan is I'm running down there. Don't know if that'll be far enough away. If it's not, I'll start digging further. I'll be able to dig fast enough, especially with these golden apples. And I'll be able to just hide away and take him down. Now, this next part's probably going to be in a flashback replay because my point of view is probably not going to be the best. But let us find a good shrieker. Alright then, that was a little anticlimactic and not really worth it, but I mean, let's go back here before checking. We now go to our, I guess I'll finish that before, just save that nice and easy. Alright. Now it is a, what are they even called? It's not the Ravager. Warden. I have killed 1 Warden. Alright, well, that's something, I guess. Alright, I know you guys didn't click on this video just to watch me slowly sit in a cave, creep around, which is quite fast now, and just sit in the cowardly way and bow him. So, a little bit of a treat for you guys. I'm risking my world right now. I'm going to go back and I'm going to fight one for real. I'm going to use my golden apples, my regen, mostly using my bow just because I know power 5 is actually more damage than sharpness, I think, and it'll keep me away. So I'm going to set up some circumstances. I'm going to make it in my favor. This is my playing field, or I guess it's his home turf, but I'm going to make it mine, and we're going to fight him for real. So let's get prepared, and then let's get to the fight. Properly this time. Alright, so we're back down, and I've gotten my stuff ready prepared. So I found a couple more golden apples, actually. And my plan is to hire a couple bodyguards, and maybe a bit of lava, just for extra help. So we're going to target the same shrieker as before, and maybe these iron golems can set it off for me. And then I'm going to use this lava as best I can. Get rid of anything I don't need. So the shrieker's over there. I'm going to set up my iron golems here and here. I'm going to set them off and come back here. I'm still going to use like the terrain to my advantage, but I'm going to try not to run through there. If I do, maybe what I'll do is I'll cut through there and then sneak back around whilst these guys are fighting, or hopefully they kind of hold the aggro long enough, because it's 500 health. If this does, I don't know, I don't even know how much it does. If it only does 10 hearts, then I need to shoot him 50 times. So I think it does more than that. So it's less than 50 shots, plus these iron golems should help a little bit. But I'm going to be popping these golden apples normally, even if I'm not taking damage, just in case. And if I take any damage, I'm popping one of these right away. I've got my backup totem, ender pearls just to get away, water just in case I set myself on fire, and a bit of regen. I might go through these before the regular ones though. but this is going to be all in flashback because I'm going to be blind for most of it, even though I'll have my specter arrows. Oh, hold 1 second. Alright, better prepared now. So, I found another totem, which I'm going to put on my hotbar just in case, and I remembered these don't work with infinity. So I'm going to need a bunch of them just in case. So let's get ready to start this fight. Did he just die? After all that, I was like one shot away from killing him. I used, what, like 5 enchanted golden apples? Not even half a stack of arrows. Gee. Come on, you couldn't have left it for me? Alright, well that was the fight. The Iron Golem did sneak in at the last hit, so I don't think I got credit for it, but I still did most of the work. The first one died basically instantly, and the second one kind of just lazed around whilst I ran in circles and used up all of my golden apples. I used up my potions, but they did basically nothing. I actually lost a totem. One of them went off. But that is, I think, it for today's episode. We got lots done. We got our swift sneak now, and we got our full netherite gear. So we're ready to face on basically anything. I think the Warden is basically the hardest thing to fight. So me taking him out means I'm basically ready for anything, except for any silly mistakes I might make, which are going to be unavoidable in the future. But if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more episodes coming soon. Until next time.